Is that we're listening to bees, or is it Scottish music? We're here listening to some bees playing Scottish music, and there's a thing going on in the castle behind us, and Tom's got a thing going on with his hair. This isn't theatre, but it's art and creativity on the streets of Edinburgh, and it's definitely bees. It's bees. I wanted to be a doctor pretty much from when I was about 9 or 10. Growing up in the 70s, all the cool TV programmes were scientists, so I really wanted to be one of those ladies in a big white coat with big chunky spectacles. And that's essentially how I approached medicine. I really did have very little idea of what it was going to involve, other than I knew that it involved deeply fascinating bits of science. But oddly, the thing that I was best at was two things. Was looking after people, particularly my family, because my family upbringing was a slightly stressful affair, and I was the person that was there to sort out people's problems. But it was also writing, and I loved English, and I was told that it was something that I probably should think about doing. But I was determined to be a doctor because that's what I always had wanted to be. So why do I do paediatrics? It's the best bit of medicine, and I think anybody coming into into medical training, I will tell them that endlessly. It's amazing. Kids are brilliant. Kids take no prisoners. They let you know what they're thinking all of the time. I get to sit on the floor and play Lego and draw pictures with them and talk about computer games. And it's fun, and it's fast, and it's funny, and it feels important. And I feel at the end of the day, however stressful a day has been, that I've done something that I think is going to make a difference to somebody somewhere along the line. Why do I write? That's a question I get asked, and I've never come up with a particularly good answer other than I literally can't stop. I can usually tell when I've got a story coming because I'm immensely difficult to live with. I become really quite grumpy and stomp around the house, and then I write it, then it's like, that was it. It was a story waiting to hatch, like a butterfly coming out of a chrysalis. It's probably not as beautiful as a butterfly coming out of a chrysalis, a caterpillar coming out of an egg maybe. And there's a line in it about isn't love enough? And how far would you let somebody who you love go before your entire universe kind of collapses around you? We are rehearsing for my play Fallout, and we're just getting together, getting the play up onto its feet, sort of working out any kinks, getting really excited for our previews this week. It actually only took about a week to write. I know that is really very annoying, so I did actually manage to do it in my weekends and some evenings. I'm fitting this around doing a master's in creative writing for stage and screen, so I'm also writing a full-length play for that as well.
This fallout isn't going to clear up itself, is it?
But I was thinking about the relationship between theatre and medicine. Just in the rehearsal now, looking at the relationship between Lulu, our director, and Katie, our actor, just how supportive Lulu was with Katie, and looking at the way that she made her run through different scenes in different ways, bringing out her strengths, and thinking maybe a little bit more about how I can support some of my junior doctors. I do a lot of prescribing medication for children with behavioural difficulties, and thinking about how perhaps I could sit there and help them do a little bit more in real time. So looking and learning from theatre has a direct impact on how I work as a doctor. Morning campers, this is Serena. This is the morning before Fallout at the bunker. I'm at Camp Festival, just getting some coffee for my family, and this really does rather feel like the end of the world as we know it. It was beautiful weather, and now it really isn't beautiful weather at all. So we're going to pack a little earlier than anticipated and head off to London to the bunker. Hang on, I can't do it. There It's here it is, the bunker. Again, I can't point. I've got no sense of there's the bunker, and play is going to start. People coming to see my play. This is really lovely, and people waiting for it, and I hope they enjoy it.
Welcome, one and all, to the last nuclear shelter in Europe. And I had Viennetta. Got a month up in Edinburgh starting in 2nd of August, and we're excited to see where it goes. So thank you for being part of the beginning. How's it gone?
Oh, fantastic. She absolutely nailed it this evening. As a writer, I couldn't be happier. Absolutely amazing. And the audience reaction was fantastic. I was so excited about going to Edinburgh. Really, really pleased. Really pleased. Okay, arrived in Edinburgh. This is Tom, who's my son, who is doing Instagram, I think. Yes, he is. So this is the room we're in, and look, we've got like a little balcony here. Look, it's really cool. Little balcony, and you can hear bagpipes. And here is Edinburgh from our hotel room, and we're just about to go and to the bunker, and very exciting. We've arrived at the bunker. Here it is in Edinburgh, Fallout. Here we go. I'm just going to do a little tour thing of Edinburgh here. We didn't do the Choose Life thing, but we should have done, I guess. Here it is, Edinburgh. Hey! Very excited. What gets audiences in is the star ratings. So when you see posters and flyers, you're looking for the stars on it. And I think particularly on the fringe, where people are looking for something fun and new, they're looking for stars. And the way that you get stars is to get reviewers or bloggers into the show. We're just hoping the more that we're here, we're out flyering, we're meeting people, that they come to see the show and they get our message, which is about kindness and compassion and supporting people.
I've got a website, so you can actually do me an email.
Looking for baby daddy!
And we're telling people it's free theatre, which is quite hard for me to say. So I'll be practicing saying free theatre, free theatre. Hopefully lots of people coming. See actually a lot of parallels between creative, arty, theatrical and medical people. I think there's much less of a divergence than people would want to maybe think. And I think there's an awful lot of creativity in medicine. I think there's an awful lot of creative people in all the healthcare providers. And what you see is resourcefulness. You see people working for very hard for very little money. You see the stamina, and when things are starting to fall apart, this ability to find positivity and work together. And you see that in the NHS, you see that in healthcare all of the time, and you see that in theatre. And I think that decision that we all seem to have to make at A-level times, are you going to be a STEM person or are you going to be an arts person? I think it's such a shame, because I think there's so much to learn for people in medicine, learn about the arts, and people in arts learning about sciences, and I think bringing together is my secret aim that's no longer secret. I really would like to see more nurse practitioners on the stage, and I'd like to see more doctors writing and more arts in hospital. And I think there's, although we're stuck for resources both in the arts and in medicine, I really think bringing the both together it's got huge potential for resilience and well-being and enjoyment and working better together. I really think so.
So I kind of thought, it's good. Do you think?
I like it. We need more of these. We need like loads of reviews. I'm going to be all alone. Don't leave me! Don't leave me here, please! Well, look, as a first Edinburgh Festival for me, this has been an absolutely amazing experience, and it's like job done. So I'm sad to leave. I'm really sad to leave. I'm slightly worried about going back to work, but I'm kind of thinking again that just putting together like kind of medicine and art and stuff, and taking that atmosphere of kind of experimentation and welcoming and just trying to put that into my day job is what I try to do. And I'm going to try and do that, hit the ground running on Monday, probably still a little bit bleary-eyed from the weekend and the long weekend, and I'm going to run with that. I don't want to go. No, I don't want you to go either.
Yeah, but you know, well, we'll sort of catch up again in London. Yeah.
Here's the baton.
Yeah.
Here's the baton. So this is our last day in Edinburgh, and Edinburgh weather has just happened, and we've just seen our last show. A bit sad about that, but also kind of excited to get home. It's been a really good Edinburgh. Do you have a good Edinburgh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lovely time, and we'll miss it, but looking forward to next year, and already talking to somebody about maybe writing something for them for next year. So the cycle of theatre life continues, and it's been great fun being part of this documentary, and I hope it is inspiring for somebody somewhere along the line who is a doctor, a clinician, a healthcare worker, to think about working, creating, doing something in the arts, because arts and medicine and science have got much more in common than they do that divides them. And brilliant. Final thumbs up.
Having gone to Edinburgh, it was just an amazing experience. We played to some really good audiences, and it was a fantastic experience. And would I do it again? Absolutely. Would I encourage people who haven't written before, doctors, anybody in the health service, to write and do it? Absolutely. Can you do it? Totally. You can make people feel together in a group, and that's exceptionally humbling and narcissistically very powerful as well. And it's addictive, and I want more of it, and I'm going to keep going, and nobody's going to stop me, and you can't stop me, and you can't stop me. So I'm unstoppable. That's probably not the thing to say in a film. She should be stopped. Thank you. I think that's probably it.